Hey friends, is the camera a little crooked? I'm in the kitchen this morning early. Well, not so early. We did sleep in. I'm going to put on some homemade soup because it's cold outside and because, well, we wanted some. So I'm going to turn the camera down and let you see. It's going to be vegetable, and I'm only going to season it with a small, very small, if you can tell, turkey wing. And this is the size pot that I'm cooking it in. I'm going to cook the turkey wing first and let it get all the way done and falling off the bone. And in that water, I'm going to place half an onion, quarter of an onion for the flavor, and seasonings. And I will show you that in a minute. So come on, let's make some soup. I'm going to let this simmer for, I can't even give you a time. I don't really cook like that until it's falling off the bone. And I'll check it on occasion. The seasonings are so that the broth, which this water will end up being a part of, because I will also add some vegetable broth, will already have flavor because I'm adding it to the water. What you hear in the background, it's Saturday morning, so I'm doing laundry. So that's my washer that's going. No need to apologize for that. We all do laundry, right? And I leave this big because I don't really eat onions. I use them for flavor, but my husband does, so that way he can see it and I can see it and not put it in my bowl of soup, and he can put it in his. So, got that in there. Of course, I'm going to add a couple of bay leaves. I'm going to add some garlic powder. Did you know that eating garlic is good for your health? I need to add some more from my big jar. I am going to add a little sage. And guys, I don't measure, so you'll have to season to taste. These are Italian seasonings, and I like that because it has the oregano and the basil, and that's always so good with a tomato based, because I will be adding tomatoes to this soup. Some paprika. Gives you that smoky flavor. That's good even if I had not even added the turkey. A little parsley. I guess you're saying, well, where is the salt and the pepper? It's coming. It's coming. My seasonal. So see, by the time I add the vegetables, this will have a good flavor. And on top of that, I won't have to add as much stock, vegetable stock. This is my pepper. I don't like this as well as, this is table grind. I really liked my ground, but I bought that, I picked that up by mistake, so I have to use it now. Okay. Where's my wooden spoon? Stir all these goodies in. Excuse me. Do you guys have winter allergies? I have been suffering with winter allergies. And you know, right now, whenever you get they say you don't sneeze with COVID, but whenever you get a little cough, you know, you get that tickle in your throat or something. I don't know about you, but I panic just a touch. Just a touch. Let me get the lid for this. Oh, it's the last one. And I'm going to put this on the stove on medium heat. Okay, now what I like to do is to get, I say I'm using canned. Let me see how many frozen vegetables I have. I'll be right back, see if I have any. Okay, so I've been prepping, so with my canned goods and such, until I didn't have very much in the frozen vegetables, so that's my next prepping move. So I'm using cans. So let me say this first. I do not keep the juice on all of them. I keep the juice on my butter beans or small baby limas, and I keep the juice on my corn, and that's it. The rest of the juice I pour out because remember, we're gonna have our own broth. And some of it's a little too sweet, like the garden peas, or as my grandson calls them, the sugar peas. I don't want it too sweet, so. And I'm mixing all of these vegetables together to wait, to sit, to meld the flavors, because I'm going to season them a little. Not too much, because I don't know how much seasoning I'll need in the pot, but just a little. But I want all of these to gel together, all of these flavors. And I have made this soup before. There are other videos, or at least one other video, but you know, you can tell you what I do. I use 1 can of everything except I use 2 cans of corn because I love that in my soup, and 2 cans of the baby limas. The carrots, the peas, the string beans, I leave no juice, and I only use 1 can. And that makes for a hefty, I should say, a hefty pot of soup. Look at all these vegetables there. I'm hoping they're all going to fit in my pot. But we want those flavors to gel while they wait.
I found love, for real love. Let this be the real thing. Tell me now, what's on your mind? Whisper soft to me that you want me. There's magic in your fingertips, it's magic when we kiss. I can be myself with you, kiss me now, I insist. Make me yours, just take me now, I'm helpless to resist. Got me so invested in this.
Diced tomatoes, so I'm adding those. I love the fire roasted. And this is all from my pantry, guys. I didn't have to go out to buy a thing for this meal. I do have to replace a couple of things when I go to the market next, but that's the good thing about having a well-stocked pantry. Okay, got those tomatoes in there, those fire roasted. And to add a little heat, I have diced tomatoes, the rotel with the green chilies. And I'm gonna add those. And that's it. Except for a little seasoned salt, a little garlic powder, a little pepper. And actually, guys, I'm thinking with those fire roasted tomatoes, and I was right. Doesn't need a whole lot, just a little. The one thing I do use, I'm kind of heavy-handed with, is the garlic powder. It's supposed to be so good for you. So the same seasonings that I put in the water for the small turkey wing, I'm adding a little to this. A little paprika again. Touch of the Italian herbs again. And finally, but this time I'm going to use my ground black pepper. Fold this all together. Then I'm going to cover it and let it sit. Now, Mom didn't say whether she set it in the refrigerator or not. And you see all that. Now I didn't keep all of the soup or the juice from most of the vegetables, but by the time you add the tomatoes and that, you get quite a bit. So that's why I don't pour it all in. And again, because I don't want it too sweet. Okay, so I'm going to cover this, let it gel or meld while the other simmers. And then I'm going to move on to another project. And we'll come back when we fold this into the pot, and then we'll come back again when we put a little bit of this in a bowl. How about that? What are you cooking on this cold Saturday? Or is it cold where you are? Let me know in the comments below. What's your weather like? We were supposed to get snow last night, but of course we only got rain and a little freezing rain, and now the sun's out. Excuse me, but it's cold out. I think it's like 20-something degrees. So this will be a nice afternoon meal. Be back in a bit. So here it is, guys, all simmering in the pot. Somehow the footage of that is missing. And so, guys, this is the soup finished and plated. It is delicious. I've already had a bowl. My husband was out. He's in now, and he's about to have his. And I can vouch for the fact that it turned out really, really well. I hope you'll try the recipe. And if you do, come back and leave me a comment below and let me know how you liked it. Or if you have any different ideas of what I should have added, leave me a comment with that as well. I'd appreciate it. And that's my take on homemade veggie soup. Thank you, friends, for staying along to the end of this video and recipe. I hope that it has inspired you to maybe try your hand at a pot of homemade veggie soup. If so, please come back and leave me a comment below as to how you enjoyed the recipe. As always, I'm going to remind you to find something today that brings joy into your life. Remember, joy cannot be stolen, happiness can. And guys, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel, leave me a comment, and share it. I'm going to leave you the way that I always do, with lots of love, hugs, and blessings. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.
I found love.